Hey people, Gen Xer here. I actually have an article from, it's called Open Secrets. Um, in case you don't know, it's a website that you can look up any candidate or a sitting politician, and you can look up and find out where their money comes from. Um, it's actually a very good, useful tool I like to look up for when I want to, I can look into any particular candidate, like in my area or whatnot, Bill Nelson or, one of them, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but everybody knows she's corrupt. But this is actually a very interesting article. It's called "In Tight Senate Races, Dark Money Backs Dems, Hampers GOP," or excuse me, hammers GOP. It says while money has mostly been on the side of Republicans in recent election cycles, a relatively new liberal outside group has dominated the dark money spending during the 2018 midterms, effectively injecting millions into U.S. Senate races. Majority Forward, a 501c status nonprofit that does not disclose its donors, has spent $32 million in opposition to Republican Senate candidates during the 2018 election. In total, the group has dished out more than $40 million to help Democratic candidates, by far the most of any dark money group in this cycle. So much for the blue wave. Um, Things were much different during the 2016 election when 5 of the 6 biggest dark money spenders supported Republicans. The biggest dark money spender was the NRA Institute for Legislative Action at more than $35 million. The NRA's political nonprofit has been quiet so far during 2018 midterm, spending just over $1 million as the NRA fails to pull in cash. A lot of that probably has to do with all the shenanigans going on with the shootings and attempted bombings and everything, but I would think has something to do with that, with their fundraising efforts. But apparently it says incorporated in 2015, Majority Forward got off to a fast start, spending $3.4 million in its first year. The merging group, which is closely tied to the Senate Majority PAC and Democratic leadership, spent $10 million to support Democratic candidates in the 2016 election, including 5.7 in unsuccessful opposition to Senator Pat Toomey, Republican from Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I've heard of him before. Says the dark money group's spending shot up this cycle, and with more funding comes more ads. Majority Forward dominated the airwaves from September 18th to 2015 to this year, airing its ads 29,000 times in 9 competitive states, according to a recent Wesleyan Media Project (WMP) report produced in partnership with the Center for Responsive Politics. Each of the group's top targets are Senate candidates entrenched in close races. Majority Forward has put $7.4 million against Republican Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee, and spent $1.7 million in support of her Democratic opponent, Phil Breedenson. Obviously, they're giving money to both groups, both parties, but they've been giving more to Democrats. No figure. It's sad. I mean, I want them to reform, but they just never seem to learn their lesson. Keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, expecting a different result is a true definition of insanity. It says the group has spent more than $9 million in the Florida Senate race, half of which is explicitly in opposition to Rick Scott. Well, yeah, I like to get rid of him for sure. He's terrible, but replacing one corporate tool with a half corporate tool isn't really getting us anywhere either. So two wrongs don't make a right. It says also to put at least $2 million in opposition of Republican candidates in Missouri, Nevada, Montana, Indiana, and Arizona. It says Majority Forward teamed up with another dark money group, Vote Vets, for 2 of its attack ads, including one against Arizona Senate hopeful Representative Marsha McSally, Republican from Arizona. According to WMP's analysis of the broadcast television ads aired from September 18th to 2015 of this year, nearly 61% of ads aiding Democratic Senate candidates came from dark money sources compared to only 7.7% for Republicans. Obviously, even a little bit is bad. Um, a lot is much worse, but it's the same thing when you guys get the drift. So the 10 trend is much different from House candidate, where House candidates were nearly 85% of support for Republicans from partially disclosed groups that accept contributions from dark money sources. Conservative outside spending is seemingly shifted from dark money sources to the Congressional Leadership Fund, the CLF super PAC, which has spent a whopping $92 million in opposition to House Democrats. CLF discloses its donors, but also accepts millions from dark money groups such as American Action Network. So obviously, if you see an ad on TV for American Action Network, the axis of evil, so to speak. It's sad, man. I mean, you lose 1,000 seats in the Congress and the House over the last 8 years from neoliberalism, which started under Clinton. Even some would say even, Ronald Reagan, but they never seem to learn the lesson. It's like, we have to get money out of politics, man. They're never going to reform themselves. I mean, it's either vote for the Green Party or or even, Democratic Socialist of America candidates are good, or even Justice Democrats too, or the Green Party. But yeah, man, until we get the right kind of people in there, they're never going to reform it. I mean, it's just like a big orgy of making money, Says so far outside spending from political nonprofits favors Democrat candidates over Republicans for the first election cycle since 2008. These figures only include outside spending disclosed to the FEC, but do not include issue ads that don't explicitly endorse or oppose candidates and are required to be disclosed by the FEC. So, it's like they're getting worse, man. I mean, I really want them to get better, but it's like, I don't know, man. There are two rays of hope. So there are two rays of hope. The Wolf Pack is one of them. I give them money on a fairly regular basis. Wolf Pack and Move to Amend, which Move to Amend is a group that's trying to make amendments to the Constitution to make bribery illegal, essentially. Those are two good places you could go to feel like you're doing something good in the world or to help the situation. And then of course for supporting the right candidates. Obviously I'm not going to vote for anybody that doesn't want to get money out of politics, pay a living wage, and have Medicare for all. I mean, that's the basic litmus test. It's not too much to ask, but and of course getting out of these wars and college free and trade school and college free tuition would be another great thing. But at least those three, getting money out of politics, living wage, and Medicare for all, I could probably vote for. But it's a sad state of affairs, man. I felt like I had to do this article too, because it's so outrageous. You have to vote. We can only vote for populist left people, man. Populist left, and all these Republicans that we wiped out of office. And you'd be able to, get rid of these centrist neoliberals that don't want to change or uproot the system that we're in that's rigged. It's the only thing you can really do. I'm happy to make a video again here. Haven't in a little while. So, anyway, keep fighting. If you like, subscribe, add, press the bell for notification. I don't make them that many videos that often, but I make, some here and there, and when it comes up, you'll be able to see it, pop up in the feeds. But I'm also on Minds, by the way, minds.com. I'm Progressive Gen Xer 1974. If you want to friend me, I share the same kind of articles. I probably share about 15-20 articles a day on Minds. Mostly good stuff from good sources, and I don't post things that are really opinionated or partisan. It's based on factual stuff. It doesn't seem too much tribalist. But if you like what you see, thank you. Sub me. I've noticed I've had a couple people sub me even without making videos, probably from commenting boards. for Secular Talk and some of the other videos, other channels, you know. So it's kind of like a walking billboard, but I really do appreciate, you know, all of you subbing me and liking what I have to say. And so take care of yourselves. Populist left, never settle.